Hello, friends, and welcome to another exciting episode of X Judgments. I have a banned word. We're doing this live on Twitch, and I think you can figure out what that word is. Speaking of banned things, it is Nick the Greek Geek. Hi, Nick.
Shocking everyone, I am still alive. I know. I'm surprised myself even. How are you doing, Glazer? How was your Christmas?
I'm doing pretty well. Wow, going back like almost a month already. Christmas was good. I went away to a smaller city in Hanoi where we thought it would be nice weather, and it was not. But we saw some really cool stuff. What'd you do?
I had a busy family Christmas, and we just had I think the reason Christmas is on the brain is we had our makeup family dinner because my wife unfortunately got sick. So we had to do that. It was going to just be my brother and sister-in-law, and then it ended up being 20 people. And I'm still recovering from that, but I'm happy to be here.
Was that tonight?
That was a couple days ago. I'm still recovering from it. It was a lot.
When you get old, it takes you like 3 days to recover, not from drinking, but from dinner. Hey,
from life.
Kicker of Elves, how was your Christmas?
Christmas was great. Good time with the fam. Stuck local this time. Played a lot of a certain game that we're all quite fond of, and just good vibes. Thanks for having me back, Glazer.
Absolute pleasure. Before we ask about some more Christmases, how can people find you?
Y'all can find me over on YouTube at Kicker of Elves. Then there's a banned word, but if you search Kicker of Elves, I think my SEO has overtaken the obscure indie rock song that I'm named after. So just find me there. I occasionally stream over at Kicker of Elves TTV, and I'm over on X, Twitter, Zitter, whatever you want to call it, at Kicker of Elves, talking with all these fine folk.
Hey, the person I see you talk to most is the next person we're going to ask about Christmas. Hey, Coog. It's Cougar. How are you?
Good. How you doing, Glazer?
Doing pretty well.
I had a pretty good Christmas. I was pretty busy. I took a little trip to Chicago, the Windy City, for the first time. Got to stream a little bit of Snap and take off from college. So I enjoyed it.
Nice. And how can people find you? Outside of going to
They can
Chicago
find
and hoping.
They can find me occasionally at twitch.tv Cougar, double the O's, triple the R's. And then more active, you could find me posting decks all the time on Twitter under the same name with an underscore at the end.
Cool. Next up, we are joined by the person who joins me every Monday on stream, Monday mornings for those of you in the Western world, Monday nights for those of you chilling in the East with me. It's Smiles of Snap Academy YouTube. How was your holiday?
It was pretty good. I got to see some family, all that stuff, and thank you for having me on today.
Absolutely. And how can people find you?
You can find me at youtube.com/@SnapAcademyYT. No other platforms I'm really active on yet, although we'll see later in the year if I start to expand.
I think it's amazing that you're not active on any other platforms, but you stream once a week. Just through me. I'm your proxy streamer.
Yeah, you can find it right here, twitch.tv/PulseGlazer.
There you go. Finally, since he was a sicky poo last week, we can't go a month without talking to one of our favorite people. It is Not My Dance. Hi, Dance.
Hello.
How are your holidays? And tell us about where to find you.
Well, my holidays were pretty great. It was just a lot of running around because I've got my wife's family and my own family and had to go to both. But spent the whole day running around, enjoyed it, and then went home and immediately watched the Stranger Things, not finale, but it was like almost finale. It was pretty great. And then if you want to find me, you can find me over at twitch.tv/Red Robin with no spaces, and on Twitter, X, whatever you want to say, with the same username.
So this is a total tangent, but a 15-year-old student spent like 3 days convincing me the finale of Stranger Things was not the finale. I was like, please stop. And like, she's still like, it's coming. I swear it's coming. I'm like, child, it's not.
I heard about that. It was a what? Yeah. Imagine making a finale so mediocre that your fans have decided that it was a fake finale.
I mean, look, I lived through Game of Thrones. I was completely fine with that finale.
That was my logic too. I've seen worse finales. It wasn't. What was it? It wasn't How I Met Your Mother finale.
Yeah, the How I Met.
No, they had Starbucks cups. They had what was it? They had the Under Armour thing where like that wasn't out by the time they did it.
Yeah, no spoilers will be given, but
Nope.
a lot of people complained about the mediocre nature of the finale. However, I can no longer watch Game of Thrones, nor can I watch How I Met Your Mother. And I feel like I could still rewatch Stranger Things, so it wasn't that bad.
I feel like you could still rewatch How I Met Your Mother because there's a lot of it that doesn't feel like the same story. Oh, never mind.
It just makes me angry. Like, cause I watch it and I remember. I was really excited. We had like a watch party. Everyone was really hyped. It was bad. It was bad.
Ooh, I didn't have that much.
The room was like, that was like in the height of my like we go out and drink days. So we all like did things constantly in giant groups, and it was just, yeah, it was bad. Stranger Things finale was fine. It was fine. Like, again, it didn't completely invalidate the rest of the show like the other two we mentioned did. So I'll take it.
Do you want to talk about a different thing rather than
No, I want to keep going on this.
Stranger Things pod.
The Stranger pod. That's what we're really here for. We're going to talk about the finale of every TV show. Okay. We're actually going to do a tier list ranking every single
TV show finales, yeah.
But we're going to do it without spoilers. All right.
Can we just talk about a video game instead?
Fine. Let's talk about a card video game with gacha mechanics. The name of which I'm still avoiding saying. We are today.
Clash Royale?
Clash Royale. The kids play Clash Royale, so I could be very popular with my students if I made Clash Royale content. But
don't.
Yeah, I'm not going to. I'm going to say a genuinely true thing at this point. I will not make content for a game unless they pay me up front anymore. Like, the game has to decide to like be like, here's some money, make content for me to make content for a game.
Dude, here's the thing. There's always the argument about Marvel Snap being pay to win. Until I've came from Clash Royale, that game is so much worse.
Sir, I play Raid Shadow Legends.
What's that?
Well, yeah, but
if you watch
but I'm talking to other people.
Fair. If you watch enough YouTube videos, I promise you'll know what it is. All right. Let's get to what we're actually doing. Hey, if you want to find us, God knows why you'd want to find us after that intro. But if you want to find us, twitch.tv/PulseGlazer and on YouTube at SnapJudgeGlazer. We are also, as of this episode, hopefully getting this back on all your podcatchers. So if you're listening there, hey, thanks. Sorry about the delay. We used an app called Riverside, which decided it no longer wanted to work with me, despite us giving them money to make it work for me. Thanks, Riverside. All right. We're going to do 3 things today. We're going to, probably like 18 more tangents. So we're going to do 4 things. We're going to do a million tangents. We're going to talk about that you can buy a deck in Marvel Snap. We're going to talk about the OTA, and we're going to do a tier list of the upcoming cards so that you know how to spend your tokens. Let's kick it off with the OTA, and Merlin, no longer a 2/3, is now wearing a 2/2. We're going to kick it off with a Kicker of Elves.
I think this has been a long time coming. I'm a big Merlin fan. I think honestly, even without the okay, I just got to ask: Are we supposed to not say the banned words too? Because this is already. I'm down to follow that rule. I just want to be consistent.
We're all doing a shot of hot sauce. Snap, snap, snap. Let's move on.
I think with the sorry, that was good. I think, with Shu Lao being as prominent as he is, it's like, oh, this is, trying to deal with him without dealing with him. But even if Shu Lao wasn't the season pass card, wasn't in the game, Merlin's probably had it coming. He's still fine. You're still going to run him in every single deck you're running him in. No one should be looking at this and being like, 2/2 Merlin, useless card. It's A-okay. He's been on the chopping block for quite some time. I'm just glad it's Merlin getting hit and not like Scarlet Spider, which saw 0 play until a week ago. So I'm good with it. I think everyone should be fine with this.
Kick it to whoever you want.
I'm gonna kick it to Smiles. I want to hear his take.
All right, so this obviously 1 point off what I think was clearly the second best card in the game is a massive meta changer. It's going to make Merlin unplayable, and none of that's going to happen. He's good. It's not going to do anything. It's going to be like 5% worse, but it's going to fulfill the same card roles. It's going to go in all the same decks. It's just taking 1 point off those decks. Was it a change that probably needed to happen for the future? Yes. Would I have preferred to hit that location spell instead? Also, probably yes. I think the main thing that this nerf is going to be achieving is specifically once in future and polymorph will now target Merlin himself more, which is normally a bad thing. So I generally think that yes, it is a nerf. It's not like nothing, but it's Shu Lao needs to be addressed in a much more significant way than 1 point off its support card.
All right, the current season pass card's name is now banned as we try and deal with my chat finding a new toy. So the current season pass card will be how I refer to that from now on. Feel free to break bans at your own risk. Kick it to who you want. Hello? Smiles? Kick it to somebody.
That's a fumble.
Sorry.
I'll
1
take
second.
it.
We can kick it to Cougar.
Cougar's like, I'm taking it
Yeah,
too
I'll-
bad.
I'll pick up the ball. Too much dead space for me. I think Smiles kind of covered all my thoughts on it. I think this was a freebie, and I mean honestly, kind of months overdue. I also would have rather them made the Omniversal Presence only give +1. I like that they hit him. I like that they didn't leave him at 2-3 because he's been on the border for a while. But also, like Small said, I think you'll be seeing a lot of turn 6 polymorphing this guy now, or a lot of turn 5 once in futuring this guy. His 2/2 body is not much to scoff at, but he supplies the answer for that.
And finally, Dunce.
Yeah.
No, Dunce,
Wait,
then Nick.
I think it's
Nick, you're a host.
No. Oh, it is Dance. Dang it. I didn't say anything.
Was it? Yeah, I mean, this just made sense. This was a change that should have been coming for a bit of time. I think that I've personally been on the opinion, even though I love the card, that Werewolf by Night is going to get nerfed soon. And this is a shadow nerf to him. So again, I don't really want Werewolf by Night nerfed because I love the card, but it's also a card that I think its time's coming sooner and sooner.
No, Nick.
Yeah, if this hits the Werewolf by Night deck, which you're right, it 100% is, it's going to be sad, but yeah, this is something that probably should have been done a while ago. It's a good nerf. It's not much. It just takes a little bit off the top. You know, you're getting a trim, and I think he deserved it. Well, he didn't deserve it, but the game, the way he's designed, especially with Omniversal Presence, it can get a little crazy.
Yeah, he should be a 2-0. Sorry, not sorry. He should basically do nothing as far as priority goes, so he's always a target for Deafening Chords / Red Guardian. He gives him you can, if you want to, make the spell that changes locations be +3 power at that point, but a 2/2 doesn't do a single thing to this card. Look, a 2/2 didn't really do anything to Victoria Hand. People just stopped playing it for no readily apparent reason, except that it was really good for a long time and there's other really good things. And now, the season pass card. But even before that, Victoria Hand should have still seen play. It's a mental change, and given that the season pass card goes so well with this, it's a mental change that I don't think matters in any real way. Any thoughts on 2-0?
Exactly. 2-0.
I think you just
gotta have some
polymorph it,
spicy
or
takes.
I think you just polymorph it or throw it in your deck if it's 2-0. I think they got to hit the scaling on Omniversal if they're gonna nerf him again.
Yeah.
I agree with Cougar here. I think like Merlin specifically might be the one card that 3 points of power is not as effective at dealing with if this guy becomes too oppressive. I don't think his base stat is the answer, though. I 100% agree with Cougar. You got to take it off the location spell. Ideally, I'd have that spell give him no power and keep him at a 2/3, but this is a much smaller nerf.
Let's do the 3 move at once, and then we'll come back to the second card. Vulture is a 1/3. Multiple Man is a 2/4. Fanfei is a 4/5. And I like the idea of kicking off with Kicker, so that's how we're going to do this.
Getting off with Kicker. I've always said I'm a big fan of when they give any buffs to cards that pretty much everybody has or is easy to access to. But like, I'm not a game designer, but speaking from someone whose day job involves a lot of like tweaking things that are in like a live environment, it's understandable where it's like, okay, we want to take a softer hand with this at first, like, if they go too wild, there's a chance it might break something, and they got to rush the metagame's in shambles. But I kind of want to fast forward these cards to maybe the next time they're adjusted, because right now it doesn't feel like it's enough. I love a 4/6 Fanfei. I think Vulture, maybe there's something going on with the kind of resurgence of move bounce in people's mind because of Linley coming out. Multiple Man, Don's did a great video about Multiple Man, but I just I don't think this is realistically going to do anything. Yes, it's good on paper, +3 power on these cards that really don't see any play, but like, I don't know. I would have loved for them to have like swung for the fences and like done something crazy with Vulture. The Human Torch void is not going to be filled by this, like at all.
Question: do we want that void to be filled? Like, do we want another Human Torch? Because I know I don't want to play against move every day.
Well, like another Human Torch versus a playable deck, right? Like you don't play against Discard and Destroy every day, but there's still decks. Move isn't a deck.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
we don't want that void fully filled. I mean, the Cougar and Iris list are still awesome, but it feels like the concept of like a Heimdall based move is just not a thing anymore.
Move bounce. I was playing that with Human Torch in it, and it was damn near like, barring any, cost reducing locations or whatnot. It was so hard to get Human Torch above 24, which feels crazy to say. Like, that's still decent size, but that's investing like every single move into him. So I think he could eventually use his point back or some other change. Like, I agree though.
Oh
I
man.
guess not to cut Smiles off, but I'll give my move take real quick. I think all of them are kind of not that impactful. Vulture's kind of hard to run, especially when he can get Killmongered and it scales the smallest. I am kind of excited about Multiple Man with all the Red Dragon decks. I've played a little cope deck of that where you try to get a big buff onto your Multiple Man, treat it like a symbiote Spider-Man, and then move it, which is kind of fun, higher upside. So I'm curious to see where that ends up when it gets refined. But yeah, Fanfei, unfortunately, I still don't think she's going to get played. She'll still need to get buffed again, like Kicker said. But yeah, that's about my take.
So Smiles and Cougar are about to have a fight, so let's get excited.
I actually agree with I actually pretty much agree straight up with what Cougar said. The fact that Vulture gets Killmonger too easily and scales the smallest. Fanfei, I think that this card needs to be at least a 4/6 to be played. Honestly, 4/7 does not even seem too crazy to me, like in the moment, because the approach they're taking with move is actually one that I kind of like, which is, okay, we're going to get a lot of slightly overstated cards in no like massive card. Like, I guess your massive payoff is like a dagger or a spider punk, and neither of those are as like damaging as Torch. I think the main problem that arose with Torch move is that you'd have one card that just won a lane and it only costs 3. So it was like really hard because normally in Snap, like the big lane winners, one of which we'll probably be talking about later this episode, all cost like 5 or more. So when you have one that costs 3, it really upsets that balance a lot, especially in a deck like Move that's lying on where its power is everywhere. So I do like the approach they're taking of like, okay, we're gonna have a lot of like big bodies and you're gonna have to adjust them appropriately. I think we can still definitely go another few months. I mean, it's been less than 2 months since Torch got nerfed. Without Move needing to be like at the forefront of the metagame, like I think Stomper's there, and I think that's a much more healthier deck. It's much more fun to play against than that old Heimdall Human Torch move. But yeah, for the most part, I agree with Cougar about these 3 changes where it's like Multiple Man is by far the most interesting, but like the other 2 are kind of like, like Multiple Man screams to me less good, more cool and fun Galacti.
I'm here for it.
Dance now, I believe.
I think that in general, I like what they're doing. It's probably still not going to be enough. I think my inner thought that shouldn't actually happen is that I want Vulture to scale with +4 each time. Shouldn't actually happen, but I still want it. Fanfei won't be playable. Multiple Man, I think, is actually probably going to be in a fine spot. We just need better enablers for him. But I also feel like a lot of this OTA is... a lot of this OTA kind of just feels... Yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the best way to describe that bit.
Yeah, we'll do whole thoughts at the end because I got some whole thoughts too. I believe it is Nicholas. Jolly old.
Yes. I would love to see Multiple Man have something different, but I think you're right, Dance. There's just not enough enablers. There's not enough ways to reliably move him, especially. I just don't see people picking up Fanfei and Vulture. Again, they're trying to fill that gap, and it just doesn't work. I don't know. I think move is still kind of one of the weaker areas, unless you're somebody like Sizer and have that.
Sizer thinks it's dead.
But yeah, if Sizer thinks it's dead, then I can't see anyone else picking it up and making it work.
Yeah. So the day of this OTA, I woke up to move is alive, and I was like, cool. And then I went to work, and I came home from work, and I went never. And the answer was never mind. Move is dead. I just ran hot. So that was Sizer's take on this change, if for anyone who's concerned. So I have a few. Okay, first, I think Fanfei is underrated. I think Fanfei is actually good, and eventually we'll figure out how to use her. I think she probably is going to end up getting an extra power or two before we get there, and then she's going to be probably too good, but we'll worry about that when we get there. Proposal 1. Torch goes back to 1-2. What do we think?
No.
Don't bring that guy back to 1 cost, please.
No, that would break move balance immediately, especially still having Sparky. I think Sparky was the issue with the big move deck, and Torch ended up eating a nerf as well as Sparky, but I think Torch could still be at 3-3 with Sparky only giving +2.
Oh, I don't. But that's fair.
No. I want to push back on this quickly.
Okay.
We saw a 3-3 Torch with +2 Sparky, and it was still way too good.
They didn't nerf those at the same
Sparky,
time?
No.
I think Sparky needs to be a full rework into being a completely different card if we want to give Torch his point back, which I'm not for.
Look, let's leave Torch dead. Proposal 2. Put either Vulture or Dagger back to what they were. Preferably Dagger, but I can live with Vulture.
I'm fine with Vulture going back.
I love old Vulture.
Old Vulture could go back.
Old
it was
Vulture?
3-3 +6.
Yeah,
it was very good.
Yeah. Okay.
But he wasn't
I'm
broken.
fine with 3-3 Vulture coming back.
What about 3-3 Vulture comes back and then Torch gets moved up and he's like a 4-4 or
I
something?
said that was my change to
Don't give that guy. I don't know. 4-4 sounds.
No.
No,
with all
I
the
don't like
activate
4-4.
movers we have nowadays. No.
Yeah.
I
4-3?
think 4-3 is
4-3
the
maybe.
most reasonable I'm willing to go on Torch, but also I don't want to play against that anymore. But I do think 4-3 Torch would be in a fine enough spot.
I mean, the real answer here is just like, let's forget Torch and make Vulture and Dagger matter again. They didn't nerf Vulture because of Torch. They nerfed Vulture because they wanted to give Spider-Punk space to breathe, right? But I would run Spider-Punk and Vulture without any problem.
Yeah, that's just
Zorn
stocks right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zorn gets a run and move. That's cool. Give that guy some play.
All right.
Zorn, yeah.
Put Vulture back. Note to self, message Glenn. Got it. I think Dagger is nearly good enough to go back to. If we're going to have to deal with freaking the season pass card who shall not be named, then Dagger can go back. If they nerf the season pass card, then Dagger is fine where it is. Dagger's just too small right now.
Yeah, Dagger's tiny.
You can't have a 2-1 or a 2-2 Torch, chat. Sorry. 2-2 Torch is 1-2 Torch without having to worry about Killmonger. And 2-1 Torch
Guys, I've
doesn't
got
exist.
I've actually got it. Human Torch is a 2 cost, but he's a 0 power card, right? You see where I'm going with that? He gains, he doubles, but he doubles the 0.
So
you got to get Maverick in the deck.
baby.
So if we want a 0 power Human Torch, we have 2 cards that were updated that can give us a 0 power Human Torch. First is Fantomex, who gets 1 extra power and becomes a 4/7. Let's go with the kicker.
I'm going to start this off with a spicy take. This card is still bad. I think if you got snap packs and you pulled into the little discard destroy package, and it's a fine thing to be doing, but if you are a player who has like been seeking this out, chances are you've just got better cards to be doing like doing stuff with. There's actually a little bit of a throwdown in the Pixel Discord, kind of arguing about Fantomex because I accused him semi-jokingly, but also kind of not really, of being one of the worst cards of the year. And it's a fine deck. I think you can do stuff with it, but like if you're deck building with Morgan Le Fay and Airwalker, and you've probably got other better things to be doing. But all dunking on Fantomex aside, I think a little extra point of power is necessary. I don't know if this takes it to a level where like the broader player base should try to seriously do things with Fantomex. All right, there's the spice. I'm gonna kick it over to Smiles because I know he's about to jump out of his chair.
So let's some context here. I was on the other side of that argument. I was arguing that Fantomex is actually like pretty decent. I was playing a lot of Fantomex the last week of the season. It was one of the most fun decks I played all season. It was a Morgan Le Fay deck with Airwalker in it. And what I landed on, because I played in around like 50 to 100 games over the course of that week with the deck, I want to say. And in general, what I landed on is that it is way less clunky than you'd originally think, as long as you run like appropriate deck thinners and all that stuff. And the number two biggest thing is I think it's just missing a third payoff. Wild Child, really good in the deck. Fantomex, pretty good in the deck. It's just missing that one extra piece. Like either a card that like discards and destroys, something like that. Maybe like a super gambit that destroys a card there, discards a card, and then shoots like the highest power enemy card at his location, like something like that. Or obviously not that exact card, but like something in that vein. I don't think the deck was like really struggling on points. It was kind of like a mid-range crusher. Like it's that like soft combo deck where it's kind of like okay, I'm not doing man spider numbers, but I'm doing like 20 in a lane and afflicting you with minus 15 pretty consistently. So all that stuff, I think it being able to run Gambit, which is one of the best disruption pieces in the entire game now that all the tech got nerfed, is really, really good and a big plus for the deck. Its ability to run a 2/9 is great. I definitely think that 4/7 Fantomex is in a better spot than 4/6 Fantomex. Like I could, at most, I could call 4/6 Fantomex like a decent card. And I did believe he was a genuinely decent card. Now that he's a 4/7, we can start to maybe think like, is this just baseline a good card now? And where does this archetype land? It was in a pretty good place. My thinking was like low tier 2 before the release of the season pass Red Dragon. But post that, I think we're kind of in a spot where it's like, it doesn't go taller. So it's in a pretty bad spot right now. In the future, I think it'll definitely be in a better spot.
Cougar?
Heading over to me. Not gonna lie, I kind of took a week or a week and a half off around the time him and Wild Child and Fastball Special all came out, and I did not get either Wild Child or Fastball Special. Thus, I haven't played a single game of this guy. I'm waiting for the 18th to even see if he's worth a shot running, like playing him in my own hands. I've played against him a decent bit, pretty much just by Big Baby, who's a really good player, and it feels decently strong there. Like Small said, I think Gambit is kind of the boon of that deck. Yeah, I don't have much. I think 4/7 is a good body for a 4-cost activate. I think Fanfei might end up 4/6 or 4/7 in the same situation. So I like to see the +1. It's a good direction.
NMD?
I think that the card is probably, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's fine. I just wish they would be a little bit more generous with these type of like something you have to build the deck around. I liked who was it? I think Cam had talked about it a bit, and I agreed with his logic that cards like this and Warlock, things Second Dinner's a little bit scared of, and I wish that they would just go harder with a brand new archetype to give us more options with it, rather than being so scared of the card itself. I didn't really enjoy much Fantomex gameplay. I haven't really played with it at its new stat line. So I've heard from people it's better than it was before, which is true because it has extra power. I just don't personally still care for the card. Just doesn't interest me.
Yeah, it feels like the discard destroy archetype is like the horde package, but doesn't have a zombie Scarlet Witch. That's my feel on it. Like it's missing some sort of connective tissue. Marrow's a great card, Wild Child's a great card, Fantomex is fine, but it just I don't see a real reason to play this over like unless you just love the tactile feel of that deck. Like there's so many other better things to be doing.
Yeah, it's a lot of work to just get it to happen. You have such a limited window and where you can play a lot of these cards, and trying to build your deck around it is, you're right, it is just missing that zombie Scarlet Witch. That's something else that could enable something. Like, yeah, you can pull them out with Airwalker, but what does, like, it's just a weird combination that it missing a few things. And I was actually really looking forward to this card because I like Destroy, I like Discard, and I thought, ooh, we can pair them together, but it's just kind of, it's missing that extra something. There's just a gap. But I think with the addition of things like Fastball Special, you're getting into, okay, we just need one or two more things. And I think once those happen, I think it's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
In the Shang-Chi world, this would be one of the best cards in the game. Like, period, bar none. In the, 3 months ago, if they released this exact card with these exact support pieces, this would be one of the very best things you could possibly do in Marvel Snap, because this absolutely smashes mid-range. The 4, now 19, just wins you almost every mid-range matchup you could ever want to win. But now we have a bunch of stuff that goes way taller, so this doesn't look nearly as impressive, and we need one more payoff. It's a symbol of the shifting tides of Snap. I'd rather it be like a 4/5 and give -3. I think that would be a much cooler card. If we're going to build an archetype around doing something that nothing else does, if we're not going to have another payoff, I think it needs to just do more. It's still way better than most people give it credit for. I think Smiles is right.
I think the card should just hit every single one of the opponent cards with -2.
That'd be like a 4/1.
At that.
Yeah,
that seems
yeah,
really,
it loses
really
power,
good.
but also,
Yeah.
I mean, also I said I didn't like the card, so
yeah. If you're gonna do something crazy with it, then adjust the stats appropriately, right? That's fair.
Yeah.
This text might as well be like, if it's Wednesday between 8 and 9 p.m. and you've stubbed your toe within the last month, then you do 9 damage to a card in your opponent's hand. It is frankly hilarious how many hoops they want you to jump through for this guy.
It's
That
not hard to do.
That one's old Spider-Man. That one's Spider-Man Noir.
Yes.
That's what Spider-Man Noir's text is. Fantomex's text is, if it's Wednesday.
Yes.
And you can only play him on Wednesdays. And there we go.
If it's
an actual thing I think they could do to this guy would actually be the data mined stuff that we'll talk about later for the March season. If you made him an objective card, I think that could be a different conversation.
I'll get the hot sauce after the podcast. We'll do some shots of hot sauce for y'all. I keep winning with Fantomex, and I'm not playing the most serious Marvel Snap right now, but I still beat good players with Fantomex reasonably regularly. It's a Snap you have to respect, right? Like, it's a good card. Like, it's just... And it's not that hard to pull it off. You run a Gambit, you run a Blade, and then you run, 2 Destroy cards, and you're going to hit it 90% of the games. Assuming... The problem is, honestly, Activate is such a pain in the ass, which means you have, all turn to play Fantomex, or your whole curve is dead.
I wonder if there's space to make any other general discard upsides to like the gambits that are more flexible.
Can he be a 3/4? Just give me another turn to play him.
I think Fanto at 3/4 is worse.
Because
you lose the Airwalker tutor.
That's fair.
You need that tutor. That tutor is the reason why this card is playable.
So
that Airwalker is it's like old Morgan in a sense. Where old Morgan at 4/7 was not a playable card until Airwalker released.
So
without Airwalker, I don't think this card is playable because of how like it's like Morgan in the sense that like you need to get it out by 5. All this stuff. It is just different Morgan. It's like an alt take on it.
sure, but if they're both 3, then I just need one of the two. Right? Like I can win with either one of the two.
No, you need. I don't think so. I think you
I-
need the Fantomex power. Also, I don't think they can really justify putting all those -2s on a 3-cost 4-power card. Like yes, it is easier to fit in, but I think in the deck it's looking for a big payoff. Fantomex provides that big payoff because, like, a lot of the times when I was playing the deck, at least it was like, okay, I have this Fantomex, and it gets the affliction I need. Like, say I'm down by 2 in a lane, I afflict Fantomex, and I'm up by 2. It wins on the margins, this deck. And I think by taking power away and removing some consistency from like the actual deck, it gets quite a bit worse.
I think that you make up the power in other ways in that case. Sorry, someone yelled out my window. But yeah, I think you can make up the power in other ways. Like, Bat
It's
Knight
just
suggested
what way?
2/4. I don't hate it. It's just you run more. I mean, we just need more outlets, right? Like, they made an archetype, and as they often do, they're like, we'll come back to this eventually. So we're just waiting for that eventually at this point. Like, we're waiting for them to like do the thing.
Card.
Yeah, we
We're
just don't know
waiting
what that
for
card
one
is.
card that does both.
Mhm.
That's
That's
a
it.
fair way to look at it. I think that's correct.
Yeah.
The other card that can make Human Torch actually a -1 is Clea, who's now a 1/3.
Clea, I think they. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I
Go for
jumped too early.
I was just gonna say your name. It's good. You're good.
I think they needed to, pre nerf, whatever you want to call it, like the data mine version of Shang-Chi. Hart said this and I loved it. He called him Shang-Chi First Steps, and I think that's very funny. So Shang-Chi First Steps, the original data mine was like, oh, this might be one of the best cards they've ever printed. Now it's kind of looking like that card might be, So they even say it in the patch notes, like, this might give Shang-Chi some love. I think it's great. I love that. I love the list that Dance played in KM's tournament, and we just put a video out even before that where it's like the Nick Scratch and all the different skills. Maybe this buff helps get Clea into that list somehow. I don't think this is going to be a huge meta contender like, oh, Clea's at the top of the tier list, but I'm happy to see a card like this get some love because it gives Joaquin Torres some love, and Joaquin's a very fun card.
Yeah, I don't remember playing this card ultra recently. I'm a buff player, but I'm like a surfer buff player. I play 3s. That's what I like to do. I'm going to defer, I think, to the Nick Scratch expert over here on this one.
Who?
That would be Dance.
Dance.
Dance is the Nick
That's
Scratch
Dance.
expert.
Okay,
what?
yeah,
That's him?
duh.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
What is it? I guess I should have understood that. I mean, they said this was also part of the reason they said that they were doing this was because they wanted to buff it in preparation for making the new Shang-Chi better. But also, it's fine to do, but none of that matters. This change, the only thing that's going to matter with this is if the new Shang-Chi works well with this card. If that works well with it, then yeah, it'll probably be fine. If it doesn't, then this literally just doesn't matter, and who cares?
All the words from me. I was gonna say it's not a Clea problem, it's an enabler problem. And sadly, I mean, as we were all reading the data mine Shang-Chi where he didn't consume a draw and he had the end of turn text on the sword, that card would have been busted, would have been super good. But now that we know it does consume a draw, I feel like they went too hard on it, making the sword an on reveal. Like that.
They're rings.
That would have been a
They're
really
like
good Clea.
They're like the opposite of a sword. They're rings.
Okay,
Like swords
my bad.
swords are pointy, rings are circles. No shapes. I'm sending you to kindergarten. It's okay. Cougars don't go to kindergarten.
No,
Not yet.
no, but yeah, I was gonna say I kind of feel like they should have went less hard on him, and maybe Clea would have had a spot in the sunlight for a little bit. But we'll see how she feels with the on reveal rings.
I will bet anything they buff the new Shang-Chi. Like anything.
Agreed.
Like they're gonna buff that card so hard.
That card looks so unplayable right now. It looks like it's gonna be one of the worst cards in the game.
It's fine. They're gonna buff the shit out of it. Like all they have to do is just say doesn't take up a draw, and then it's great. Or
Well,
at least
then
very good.
then we get into like whoa. I think the actual like compromise might be you give the rings something like it's like the old end of turn, but it only works for cards that cost equal or less to it. So it doesn't like keep buffing a Shaw, but it will keep buffing like Clea.
They're not doing anything
maybe
that
something like
complicated,
that.
sir. There's almost no way they're doing anything that
Have you
complicated.
seen some of the new cards though?
It's fair. They're not
A
sleeping
lot of
on
those have a
complication.
lot of words on them. Look at
The thing they would
Kraglin.
probably do to it would be adding another point of power to both the evolved and the regular version of the rings. And if they did that, maybe you could talk about it, because then it would be a 2/2 with an on reveal +1 that turns into 2/3 end of turn +1 to everything else there. If they did
Or
that,
maybe
there's
they-
another conversation.
I was gonna say maybe they make it activate instead of on reveal, because
Oh, that'd be nice.
a 2-drop on reveal, give +1 to another card here. That's so awkward, forcing you to have a 1 to even play it and get anything out of it. So
could also make
I think
Shanga 1.
activate could be.
Just make Shanga 1 drop. There's no reason for him to be a 3/5. Make him a 1/2 or a 1/3.
Yeah,
I think
that
I
also
like
works
that
too.
change. I like that.
Poor Clea doesn't even get addressed in a conversation about Clea. She just gets left on the floor.
She's a fine
we
card.
addressed her. We addressed her just as much as Second Dinner addressed her inside of her inside of
Touche.
the conversation when they talked about why they buffed her.
True.
Exactly. It's like, we're selling you a card in 2 weeks. It's not looking great. Maybe this will make you buy it, please.
Goatsy comes for Nick's life in chat, and Iron Lad is a 4/7.
Iron Lad is a 4/7. I mean, for those of us who've been around, like we remember the days of Iron Lad dominance, like when good cards decks were a thing. This was fantastic. I'm honestly seeing this like the base art of Iron Lad and getting a little bit of like PTSD to like when Darkhawk good stuff was the like ongoing Zabu decks. I loathe those decks. I was very much a Thanos lockdown player in those eras, and just seeing this card hit a rock slide and then knowing a rock slide was coming just makes my skin crawl. But power creep's gonna happen. I think it's fine. Iron Lad's a series 4 for people that pull into Iron Lad in a snap pack. It's great that those folks don't have as much to be bummed about. I just don't look at any decks other than like maybe Tribunal off the top of my head and say, oh yeah, I want to toss Iron Lad in here. Like he's not going in any of the Red Dragon decks, I don't think. Like it's fine, but this is another like similar to the Vulture multiple man fanfare buffs. It's like, is this actually enough? Like, sure, it's great on paper, but does this make Iron Lad playable at a high level? Probably not.
Hang on, like, serious thought. Should we be considering him in the Season Pass card decks? Because, like, hitting a Scarlet Spider or the Season Pass card both seem really, really, really strong. Because there's specific turns you have to do the thing. That doesn't seem like actually bad to me.
Well,
I've just seen
if you're
some
playing
talk about
Iron
that
Lad,
lately.
you can't play those cards. And buffing Maverick
Why
is like
can't
almost
you-
the same as buffing Scarlet Spider.
No, like you play
as
Iron
well.
Lad in the Scarlet Spider deck or the Maverick with Maverick and Shulao. You play all those turns, right?
So
Like you don't
you're
draw
not playing
Shulao
him-
and you
yeah.
play Iron Lad.
Okay, so it's
last
like
turn.
so it's like a Hail Mary for 1 and 3s.
Well, no, because like mid game, like there's not always something to do on 4 if you don't 4 or 5 if you don't see the like Scarlet Spider, right? So you play Shulao and see if you get the Scarlet Spider. On turn 4, you don't see a combo, you play Shulao and oh look, I got a Maverick or a Jocasta or whatever. Like it seems like a reasonable thing to do, and
Like,
then you like get double Maverick out of that deal.
Yeah, I think it seems more reasonable in like Maverick decks, like
Yeah.
maybe like how Surfer used to run Galacta as the 4.
Mhm.
Now that it has like so many good buff cards, maybe it runs Iron Lad as a 4 when Shoot inevitably gets nerfed. I was actually going to go a different direction in this because I think this may move the needle a little bit, but not really. Iron Lad really has not seen play since Zabu was changed from a ongoing to a non-reveal.
Mhm.
Here's my question. How crazy would it be if they reverted Zabu to a 2/2 ongoing -1?
Oh god, I just threw up my mouth a little bit. Oh no.
It completely remakes the game. So I don't know how crazy is that.
I mean, it's
Look, I like the
when
game
you-
better
when I'm thinking
that
about
was
it,
the case.
though-
But like,
a lot of the Shang got a big nerf. A lot of those old 4s are not what they used to be. Ench is a 5 now.
So
like a lot of like the abusers of that are gone.
Sure, what it breaks.
Darkhawk's gone.
There's a bunch of 4-cost activate that's only not broken because it's 4-cost.
I think they're also still pretty good abusers of this. Like, you're just giving Mr. Negative a second Ravona. You're enabling turn 6
I have
Negasonic
more hot takes on
Juggernaut.
Negative. Negasonic Juggernaut, sure. You got me there. But like, I don't know. I miss that card so much. I ran it too much. I loved Zabu.
I will say I would be a fan just so I could play my Black Knight and get my Ebony Blade and my Ghost Rider discounted. That would be so much fun. But I think it'd probably be really shifting.
It would.
Let's do that and then make like Jug a 5.
Let's do that and delete Jug.
You know when Zabu was.
Make Jug a 5/6 and bring back Zabu.
You know when Zabu was fun? January of 2023 when he reduced the cost by 2.
Dude,
everybody played.
That was before I
played.
ever hit it. I was playing Moon Girl like old Spider-Man because that was the only way I could duplicate it because I didn't own abs, man.
It was the least fun
Those
I've
are the
ever
days,
had in
man.
Marvel Snap. It was so bad. That's the proof. You know what this is? Proof that we can have nostalgia about anything. Let's next talk about how good the ending of Game of Thrones was. Let's do all that. Like, we can have nostalgia for things that were absolutely terrible. Sure, let's do it.
I mean, if you want to pivot to
that's
getting
just
this
what nostalgia
a lot more
is.
views. Nostalgia, yeah, exactly. I don't actually like Zabu as that. I'm just saying it was hilarious when it was 11 cards that cost 4 and then Zabu.
Yep. I love 2/2 Zabu. I think it makes the game better and more fun, but I don't think it's what it matches Second Dinner's vision for Marvel Snap, which, you know, clearly is like make the numbers go burr. And like a 2-cost Zabu
2/2 Zabu
ongoing.
would do that.
I don't think it makes numbers go burr. I think it pulls numbers down because of cards like Juggernaut and Negasonic.
I think you can keep. I think you can keep the Negas. Maybe you make like if you were to bring it back, I think you have to move Jug to a 5 then, which like you should probably be anyways.
Half the game. You have to adjust like 50.
I actually don't think you have to remake that. I think the only card that needs like a cost increase at 4 that would be like super easily abused is Jug.
Really?
Like I think
says the Activate guy. You really want to stick to that, Mr. Activate?
Dude, I'm not running. Dude, all my Activate cards are 3s, man.
You have an Activate 4 that I'm pretty sure you're famous for running.
What that? Oh, well, yeah, but I won't even run Zabu in that deck. I'm not running Zabu in that deck.
Okay.
I wouldn't run old Zabu in that deck.
Yeah.
Not for 1.
Okay. We'll see. I think
That's all I'm saying.
I think you don't run Zabu. I think you don't run Zabu in that deck because you can, like, you don't run any 4-cost activates because 4-cost activates are terrible right now. And the second you have old Zabu, 4-cost activates are amazing. And so you start running more.
No. I did a whole video on this and about why 4-cost activates are bad. I don't think Zabu solves that problem.
Really? You wouldn't take a 3-cost danger? I would.
Okay. Like I think danger is bad because it only hits the same lane. Obviously, I think Omega Sentinel is good. Scarlet Spider was terrible until they released a back buffer, which I think as a concept is just absolutely ridiculous.
Sounds like a slur the way you said
it. Those dragons.
Anyways, I miss old Zabu. That's what you should take away from all this. I have way too many splits on him to never play him.
Low-key agree, and if they move Jug to 5, he gets buffed in my favorite deck, so I'd be happy, man.
All right. After stream, I'm putting Iron Lad in a season pass card deck and seeing how it plays. I'm curious.
You're gonna hit Deafening Chord. You're gonna hit that 1 in 12 right away, and he just fades away.
Oh, does he disappear on Chord? I just won't run Chord in that version.
I have no idea.
I actually don't know. I think
he doesn't disappear.
It does, right?
No.
Oh,
no, he
doesn't.
stays on the board.
He's currently only bugged with what's the 4-cost Better Phoenix Force. He
Adamantium.
Infusion,
Adamantium.
adamantium infusion.
Well, I'm
he's
not
only
running
bugged with
Infusion
that
in
one
that
currently,
deck.
and that he actually disappears.
Yeah, then I'll run.
But also,
be fine. I can't run
so
Kitty in
part
the
of the
deck.
stuff I think with Iron Lad is I don't even know if it's so much power creep. I know that's going to be the biggest argument for it, but I actually don't think it's just that. I think it's the knowledge that we have in terms of what we want to be putting inside of our decks, and decks have become so much more focused in the stuff that we need. We can't just do random other card in our deck more often than not. We actually need to be a lot more focused in what those cards are. And the only other time we want to do a random other card in the deck is when we can bring that card to particularly on the board with like rarely a Noir or rarely Blink or Jubilee. I think that Iron Lad is a case of where we were building decks differently back when he released, when we could just put a bunch more generic good-er cards in the deck. But they've nerfed tech cards. They've given us more pieces that synergize with others. And I think that Iron Lad's most likely going to be middling until someone finds a very good deck. I actually think there's a really good chance with what you're talking about there with the Shu Lao. By the way, you've already said it like 19 times. I'm over this. With the Shu Lao deck there, because you can run enough other good cards or cards that are synergistic pieces that you don't mind at other times in that pile of cards. So I think Iron Lad is just, we aren't there anymore. If we want to copy cards, even a chameleon can give us more control over what we're copying. We have more options nowadays, and I think it's just an old card.
I think it's going to end up good, but fair.
I hope it does. I think it's
no. I'm trying to say that it could.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Can we drag into the moon?
Dragon of the Moon. I mean,
can I say one thing first? I love when Second Dinner makes the "oh shit, they're not giving us enough money" buffs. Because that's what this is.
I don't know what was going on in their head at the first place, though. Like, why make this guy a 3/2?
Somebody thought this would be great. Somebody internally was beating people with this card.
I wonder who in their playtesting just plays a bunch of even cost cards. Like, who's got the Merlin, Sam Wilson, just like all the twos from last year. Yeah, this is a fine buff. I still don't think Ronin's going to be a thing. I mean, insert Mean Girls quote, "Stop trying to make Ronin a thing. It's not going to be a thing." But I believe KM pointed this out of like, Master Mold Dragon of the Moon is kind of pretty good into Merlin. Like, this is the closest thing it's going to be to his moment. But I think it's funny that we just talked a lot about like ongoing Zabu Darkhawk stuff, because it is ironic that right now, of the big like 5 costs like Darkhawk, Devil Dino, Ronin, that Ronin is in the strongest place of those 3 different archetypes. So I have not messed around with Dragon of the Moon since its buff, but I think it's fine. It made me think, like, can you imagine if they switched who was on the season pass versus super premium season pass? How that would have been received?
I think that's a very funny thing, because I think we would have seen an emergency buff for Dragon in the Moon if he was on the season pass. But I think this card is now playable at 3/4. It needs to steal 2 things to be above rate, and it needs to steal 3 things to be like pretty strong, like a 3/7, and it's just really good to get out on the board. The Master Mold stuff is like legitimately disruptive especially against these like shoe decks. You might be able to deny a draw with how much Merlin is clogging hands and all that stuff. And the -1 draw against that deck goes a long way. I think that this card is like straight up decent. I think it's one of the better 3-cost statistics in the game now. And yeah, I think this is a really good buff, and I think it's in a good place now.
I'm gonna just kind of reiterate. I think good buff. The card needed it. I'm happy it was more than just a +1. They're taking a little bit of a chance on this guy, and I think all those archetypal cards, not even archetypal cards, archetypal decks, like the Darkhawk, the Ronin, all those can use a little bit of love. So I'm here for this guy.
Dunce. Sorry, my voice didn't work when I opened my mouth that time.
You're good. I don't know. The cost is still being ignored for Dragon of the Moon, being that you have to put that you have to run cards like Ronin and Master Mold. And I think that's a much higher deck building cost than Second Dinner realized.
Nick?
Yeah, I would love this card to have a bit more, but I just don't see a place where this is the best choice in the best deck to play, unless you're just trying to be different and play something that's only okay, maybe sometimes pretty good. I don't think this might be one of the least played cards in the last little while, and that's saying a lot when there's been a couple that have released that have just kind of fell in nowhere. But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem to have a place yet. It doesn't seem to outside of that one specific deck, and I don't know. I think there needs to be a little bit more.
Why aren't we in a Supergiant meta?
Nobody knows how to
Stefan
use
stopped
Supergiant.
playing.
That's not true.
Because there's Stefan's back. There's like
He
a few
is.
people that there's like 3 or 4 people that can play Supergiant at like a really, really high level. And most of them are playing the game a lot less now. And also Supergiant is kind of like the stats used to be enough. Now they're just like, I know it stops a lot of what people are doing, but like the stats in general just they aren't quite there yet.
Oh,
Maybe it needs
that's
like
another,
a correct
that's another
build.
no
Maybe
2-cost Zabu card, by the way. But continue.
is it? But
Oh yeah.
I digress. I think that realistically, Supergiant, the 4-6 hurt more than people thought because of the priority dynamics. I think we'll see more Supergiant soon. I don't think like the perfect 12 has been found yet. I think the answer is to stray away from Ronin stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think people should play it more. But the best counter to Shu Lao is Shu Lao. Iceman and Spider Hammer are like the 2 best cards you can use to counter it. Either make it cost 6 or remove its ability. So, and those both go in a Shu Lao deck, and there's no reason to not play that if you're trying to be the most like competitively viable.
While that is true, but like everything everyone's doing right now is countered by Supergiant. I hate Supergiant. I don't enjoy playing Supergiant at all, but I feel like it beats like every meta deck right now.
I think it would be yes if there was a large enough points package to go with it. I think it is still like you need to have correct Shadow King reads and stuff like that and know what your opponent's doing. I think the skill is very intensive, and that's why, like Small said, really only Stefan, Gamer, like there's a couple people that come to mind who pilot this at a very competitive level.
Okay, that's my Dragon of the Moon take is it goes in Supergiant. Just in case that wasn't clear, I think it's a Supergiant card.
Yeah, I think that's what Stefan's been doing.
Yeah, like I think that is. I don't think that's a whole deck, but that's enough of a start of a point package that it should be able to like keep other things down enough to be competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cosmo is a problem. Good boy. All right, I'm bored of Dragon of the Moon. That card's not that interesting to me. However, a card that I am interested in and hate and wish would be deleted. Sorry, Cougar. I can't believe they did this. I don't need Zombie Galacti to exist. What the fuck are we doing? Like, we finally got Hela into like at least some kind of reasonable order, and we're like, what if we just made Hela again? Why are we doing this? Why are you buffing this fucking card? Well, like, I'm trying to be like, what? Why?
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
it's
yeah.
so hard to interact with unless you're a Cosmo Jug deck. It's pretty bad that they did that.
Yeah, it's not a good look. I think Cougar, it was in your most recent stream where Jay Walla made an appearance and pointed out that if you play, you have to do it on turn 7 or you're doing some kind of energy shenanigans where you have 8 energy, you play Galacti, and then you play Majestic Wingbeat after the Galacti, and Majestic Wingbeats becomes a Galacti. So Glazer, I'm glad you identified this as a or not as a buff. I kind of think it's a little bit of a nerf here. Granted, it's better to just be able to run skills in there, but I love that interaction of just being like, my skill is now 13 power Galacti. Bye.
I mean, most of
I
the
feel
time
like
you're
it's
not
I
playing
think
cards
that's
that are good.
I think that's I think it's a massive buff. This
Yeah.
this is like really tunnel visioned on like one kind of specific line. I think the main reason I think this is a buff as well is like you're now more consistently knowing if your Nico is a Galacti as well, because there is a like a pretty game breaking bug with Nico and Galacti where your opponent can't tell what it is.
Lost a
And
game
neither
to that
can you, but you
yesterday.
can like process of elimination it. But yeah, like this card now, this is legit. I know you don't like it, Glazer. I don't like it either, but this card is very legit. It's like I put it as kind of like an alt on Cerebro in a weird way, where it's like this is getting to 40 in multiple lanes.
Hella.
You just have to like have niche interaction pieces to deal with it, or else you're just kind of dead.
Super giant, baby.
Or Supergiant doesn't even affect this that hard, I think.
Super
You just
giant.
play the cards under.
Yeah, I had a game earlier. I just
Supergiant
played the
does
cards
not
under, and
It
Yeah,
should,
I
shouldn't it?
Supergiant
only
does
made like
not
8 or
it-
9 power Galacti cards,
it
but
should
Super
kill the
Giant
buff.
couldn't catch up. Still,
Yeah, super giant might not have the stats. I guess that's fair.
I think that this card is this is new Hella. Hella's about to get a big buff next week, but this is new Hella.
I hate this
It's
card.
uninteractable, and it's really is terrible to play against.
agreed. I don't
yeah.
like it.
I hate this card like so much. I can't believe they like made it good. When it was bad, it was like, oh man, oh well. I can't believe they made it good.
Do we think it's better or worse than Hella post Fing Fang Foom next week?
Better.
Better because
Um,
it doesn't get
Better
countered
because
by
next week
Stardust.
specifically, better because literally everybody's will be on Stardust next week.
Okay, I should have
In
phrased
like a
that
norm,
differently.
in like
Yeah.
let's call it say mid-March, assuming no other buffs and nerfs. Probably slightly worse because Hella gets to run significant interaction and this doesn't.
Mhm.
And we are in a meta where quite a few decks can go taller than it. I think that is literally the only thing keeping this card from being like the most complained about card in the game. But yeah, I think the fact that it can even be considered a conversation is alarming.
Alarming is a good word for it. I like that.
It's just so hard to interact with. You just sit there and go, did they draw Galacti? Start running copycat so you know if Galacti is at the bottom card of their deck or not.
I've been running
Don't let
copycats.
them get-
Really good.
Don't let them get Adam draws because I
Yeah.
can't even tell you how many times I've
Yep.
seen every card in my deck
Yep. It's
playing
utter.
Galacti yesterday.
I cannot tell you how much I hate this card. Like emblematic of everything I don't like about Marvel Snap right now is Zombie Galacti.
I think it's the best Adam Warlock like draw consistency deck
Mhm.
because I just get to play Adam on 2 and then dump cards into it every lane and fill the lane early because they're adding to it so much later.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Adam Warlock is so good with Superior Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Like, so it just all
and when you
like
transform them,
yeah, it all synergizes. It's so obnoxious. It's so freaking annoying. I hate this deck so much. Like I was never the person who yelled about old Hella. I didn't like old Hella, right? But I just didn't play it and ran reasonably. This is so annoying. This doesn't feel like Marvel Snap. And a meta that has a lot of not Marvel Snap, this is the single card I think in the entire game I'm most negative on. And unlike our other hosts, I hate the Season Pass card. Like, hate the Season Pass card. I think we were at the healthiest meta we've had since Tech the week before the season started. And, like, then Zombie Galacti and Shulao became, like, every third game. And I was just like, oh, disgusting.
Like, how many data points did they have to say, maybe we don't release a +3 season pass card? That hasn't worked the last 3 times we did this. It's
The
just,
actual
they were
reason is
almost-
the
Are
actual
we
reason I
talking-
think is no one bought Weapon X.
Yeah.
Like that card
Are
was
we talking
terrible.
about that card now?
That card sucks.
What's a Weapon X?
Galacti
we
or
could-
Did we?
oh, there's heart in the chat. Shao Merchant.
Yeah, look.
Yeah,
I agree. I think he's fun.
Shao's very fun. He's
Just
he's
don't
too
like-
good.
So boring. It's so boring.
I
Every
love
game
buff
is just
cards.
every game is
Shu
who
is
gets
too
the
good.
bigger Shao. Like, oh, I got a bigger Shao than you. I win.
Oh.
Oh, you got a bigger Shao than me. You win. Like, what are we doing here? Oh, you got a
I found one
Cosmo.
deck.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like some like I really like Surfer, right? It's like they took
Mhm.
everything fun about Surfer and were like, no, it's boring now.
Play
Only
Activate
Surfer
Surfer.
matters.
I've been
Ugh.
beating Shu with it.
Ugh. Yeah. Activate Surfer is pretty good. Fine. Ugh. Unless, yeah, whatever. Ugh. Sorry. Overall OTA review. Take it away. I assume does anyone defend Zombie Galacti, or can we just all go? Ugh.
No,
No.
we can go
I
on.
want to make Majestic Wing beat Zombie Galacti. I'm alone on that island, I guess. But
You
I
do
thought
run
that was
Majestic maybe in Zombie
hilarious.
Galacti, except now it can never be a Zombie Galacti, and it only
But
ever
that's all I
turns him
want to
into a
do.
6/7.
He said the
Oh
number.
man.
No, I did say the number.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
Except
oh,
those-
we did it.
Oh, you did it.
Oh snap!
Oh, it said the name of the bad
Oh,
word
crap.
too. Wow.
Oh no.
Ah, everyone's drinking
We're 3
hot
for
sauce.
3.
For failing.
Anyway, I never agreed to the hot sauce. I'm just gonna keep making everyone else drink hot sauce.
You have to drink hot sauce. You need fire breath.
I
White Dragon.
did not sign a document for this, so no.
All right. In the meantime, overall OTA review.
It's that noise overall. It
Yeah.
looks great on paper. Lots of green arrows. Merlin had it coming, but like a lot of these were kind of digging for real impact. I think probably Dragon of the Moon, ironically, and Galacti are probably the two that might have the most immediate, like, oh, this is a thing now. But I think even as I say Dragon of the Moon, I'm kind of squinting, like, maybe not.
Good for the
think-
future. But oh, sorry, Cougar.
No, you go. I messed up the order.
All right. Mine is quick. Good for the future, but with that big red dragon in the room, it's not going to be effective right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of similar. I like the direction. I think all of it's pretty small, and they didn't take too many risks. But overall, I like the direction.
Dunce.
Dance.
Is this where I get? Okay, yeah. I think that in general, this OTA highlights one of the best parts and also one of the worst parts about Marvel Snap, in that there are so many cards that are just fine and just whatever, that an OTA like this, where it's buffing, I'm gonna say it's buffing at least 6 different cards that were fairly undertuned and pretty mediocre, is pretty awesome. And a card that had been very prominent but also was still very fun with, and Merlin was nerfed, it's great. But it also still feels like it leaves something wanting in that for one, there's Shu, which I'm gonna give the spicy take, by the way, that I actually think the +3 is completely fine, but it should be caring about playing 2 characters per turn, because I don't think there's enough of a deck building cost for the bonus that you get with it. But even with Shu in mind, I think that this OTA is just overall fine, just to do anything crazy.
I like
Yeah,
that
I think-
idea a lot.
Yeah.
I think
where
it
a
can
lot
keep
of the
that
problems are
+3 with it.
It still needs to be a 5/6. You can't have an 8 power body that's creating 7 more power.
Yeah.
9 more power. Sorry.
Yeah, I think I could. Yeah, you could easily take, I think, 2 points power, and it should 2 points without any issues. That could also happen with this version. I think that's what they're going to do first. But I hope that rather than reducing to -2 afterwards, I really want them to do I really want them to change it so it needs you to play 2 cards or 2 characters per turn, so that there's actually a much realer deck building cost than what we currently have.
Mhm. Rather than just what can give me spells and damage my opponent.
Exactly.
Certainly makes it more
I
of
do
a
like
kitty
that
card.
Lockheed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm never going to argue about having Kitty back. Maybe Tucker comes up with some brilliant Shuri Kitty to go along with this. But
He did put up a video on it.
oh, he did. I haven't watched it.
Tisk a tisk.
I know.
I have 2 problems with this OTA besides Zombie Galacti. I guess I have 3 problems. Problem 1, Zombie Galacti. Problem 2, everyone on Earth knows that Shu Lao is getting nerfed. If you play Marvel Snap for more than like 2 weeks, you
Mhm.
know you're aware that Shu Lao is getting nerfed. I hate that they didn't nerf it right away. We all know it's getting nerfed. I know you're trying to sell things, but all the complaints about Marvel Snap that drive people away over time, even if more people buy it immediately, it's the kind of thing that constantly poisons the conversation around Marvel Snap in a way that I really hate. Because like it's fundamentally impossible to argue that they at this point that they don't know they're nerfing Shu Lao, right? Like they know they're nerfing it. They're trying to make more money, and then the conversation around the game will turn toxic when they nerf it, and they will have made some more money in the short term, but in the long term, they will have continued to further that conversation around their game that they're greedy, that they don't care about their base, that they're pay to win, that they're only releasing powerful cards to sell them to us. Despite the fact that Weapon X was last month, this will be enough of a big negative in the long term that I'm really, really dreading when that nerf comes in 2 more weeks. When, they're almost done selling us the card. The other thing I don't like is this is a card game and they don't have a lot of end game content in this card game. Despite every other mobile game being like entirely end game content focused. And so OTAs need to be exciting to get me excited to play. Like I don't care about watching number go up. I don't even know if I'm bothering to hit infinite this season. If it happens, it happens. Like I've hit infinite every season since my second season. And it's just I play for an hour and I'm like, I feel like I'm done. There's nothing exciting about seeing that number happen anymore for me. Like it doesn't mean anything to me. I don't think it means anything to my audience anymore. I've proven I can do it plenty of times, right? Like I've hit top 100 when the one time I cared to. Like I've done the things that would matter for content and I just don't care. I need something exciting to make me want to play more. And watch number go up is not exciting for me right now. And I need something else. And the thing that gets me excited to play is new stuff, is novelty. And this OTA does not do any of that. There is no novelty here. There is 1 point on a bunch of cards that I'm probably not going to play, even with like at any point. New modes would do it, draft mode would do it, but like I need something to make me want to play Snap. And OTAs like this make me shrug, and that's not a thing that makes me like the most excited I have been is I want to try Iron Lad in a Shu Lao deck now because I'm not sure if it works. And once I figure that out in 5 minutes, I will again be like, oh, meta solved. There's nothing new to do, right? Like there'll be a new card in a few days, but like we know what deck that goes in. So like, what am I excited to? What makes me when I get home and sit down on my computer outside of that I have a video to do want to load up Marvel Snap. Usually a really good OTA will give me like a few weeks of that high. And this one gave me 0 seconds of that high. It gave me annoyance at Zombie Galacti and 1 point on Merlin that doesn't matter and not touching Shu Lao. So I really, really, really want those changes. I think that those changes, like those big changes, are fundamentally what endgame content is, at least until we get something like draft mode that makes the game more consistently endgame viable, more consistently different.
Yeah, draft mode
I
would
wonder-
be freaking awesome.
Would be. What's the last card that everyone got really excited about and changed that view? If you were feeling a little, meh about the game, what was that card that
For a lot of people, it's
that
Shu Lao.
pulled you back?
For a lot of people, it's Shu Lao. For me, it was Maverick. I was hyped for Maverick. I love outside of Zombie Galacti.
Love Maverick.
Outside of Zombie Galacti and now Shu Lao, I think Maverick like reinvigorated Marvel Snap. It changed the meta. It gave the sort of mid-rangey decks enough points to compete with the go over the top decks consistently enough to make the meta like fairly balanced for what to me felt like the first time since the Techpocalypse. I was really into Maverick and I thought it really, really started to reinvigorate the game. And then 2 weeks later, it was like Shu Lao, and now it's like, let's see how many ways we can buff Zombie Galacti. And the meta's back to being like this extremely homogenous thing.
Yeah, I do think I like when they release a card a little on the strong side. I think Shu is a bit too far in that direction, but for me at least, a little bit before Shu Lao, Snap was feeling kind of all like samey. It was really good. Everything was playable, but cards releasing weren't impactful. OTAs they had a couple good ones, but for a while there it was all just like this one, +1 and -1. So I like when we have the occasional Shu Lao mix up. Yeah, and it does suck that it is the season pass card and that it is going to get nerfed. I think, if there's like a step in between, like that's good to aim for, but that's a hard mark to hit.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's too small. You don't get people buying it.
I'm gonna come in with like a slightly contrarian take here. I have been excited for at least one release in every Snap season since November. Like October, the zombie stuff didn't really get me excited, but like November, I was really looking forward to Prowler, and I do really enjoy him, and I think he's really cool in a lot of decks. In December, same as Pulse, I was so excited for Maverick. It helped that I had Heart of the Cards talking in my ear every single day, saying this card is going to be so busted, all that stuff, and it was right. The card is crazy. I think after this Merlin nerf, it's a small nerf, but I do think Maverick is, my hot take is it's the second best card in the game now behind Big Red Dragon. But I generally think like this season, I was excited for Shu a little bit. I think everybody knew he was going to be busted. I don't think everybody knew he was going to be this busted though. But like also I'm excited for Foom because finally like I think Foom is like a really, really big piece in ramp because it beats a lot of those go taller combo decks, namely Man Spider. So like I honestly, my biggest problem with Snap right now isn't the card releases per se. My biggest problem in Snap is kind of just like the same old stuff. Like at times metas can get a bit repetitive and stuff like that. But like in general, like this is the happiest I've been with the game. Specifically the last week of last season, and this season I'm still enjoying it. But like this whole like kind of era, I guess like she was a little bit of a negative. But like this is the happiest I've been with Snap, like as like a game, how it is since like probably 2 years. Like I really like the direction they're going with the changes. Like I love this stuff. I am having a ton of fun playing this game.
So I thought
I'm
that
with you.
I thought the beta was largely a home run, like despite all the tech everywhere, with like minor tweaks. Basically for like 5 months, with the only downside being that they knocked off half their player base with the disaster of Kid Omega. Like I thought that whole metagame was really fun.
It's just a shame it happened after the worst event that probably they've ever done to their player base, which I still have zero idea why they ever did that. It was horrible at the time and it's horrible now. I've never seen as much negative sentiment as I did that week.
It was, I mean,
and the weird defensiveness of it too.
Well, my favorite is I lost 5,000 viewers overnight. Like without any kind of joke, I lost 5,000 viewers a day overnight, and everyone was like everyone did. Like you can go check Marvel Snap's views on YouTube, and like everyone lost 5.
You can see the dip.
Like it was immediate. It was just like everyone was like, "No, we're done. You went a bridge too far." Like, and in one shot, it was gone. It was the craziest thing. All right.
Yeah, just something to get those players back now.
I mean, that seems like a really good transition point to the best decision they've made. I don't want to say ever because I'm sure there's another one, but they're selling it. They're selling the Snowball Showdown tournament deck list, which includes Deafening Chord, Nico, Series 5, Series 4. Is Spider-Ham still a Series 4 or did he fall to Series 3?
3.
Sorry, okay. Agony is Series 4, Herbie is Series 5, Merlin is Series 5, Jocasta is Series 5, Maverick Series 5, Scarlet Spider is Series 5?
5.
And Shulao is Series 5 and the Season Pass card. They're selling us a deck that has 3 Series 3 cards in it? How much are they selling it for?
One of them so they're selling the pack for 4,000. But Maverick is bought separately because he's in the seasonal. They have him pinned. You can buy him a standalone for 6,000 tokens without needing him to waste the token shop. Shadow King is also not in the pack. He's available as a separate offer with a variant. And yeah, they're selling every other card in that deck except Shulao, Maverick, and Shadow King in one pack and put the price at 4K.
It's the best decision they made in 1,000 years. Thoughts?
Yeah, and a good way to leverage the experience and the tournaments and bring attention to that too. I I think this is something they should have been doing for a while. I was looking forward to like the creator snap packs that were rumored. I know it wasn't ever an actual thing, but I think that would have been so much fun.
They weren't rumored. They announced it.
Awesome.
Like they didn't
They-
rumor
they
it. They
did,
put it
didn't
in their
they?
freaking press release.
Right.
They said that
They gotta get
they
back to
will.
that.
They
Oh,
said they
right.
will be doing it eventually. You know,
I think it's still
But that's
coming.
also. Yeah. No, I think it's part of. They should never say anything that is in development in Marvel Snap, because when
Mhm.
they do that, people have no idea what in development means and think it's going to happen.
Mhm.
You know, within a few months. When in actuality, that's probably about a year or so down the line.
Well, they
Although I
should
say or
things are-
so because
they
of
should
draft
think-
mode.
They should say things are in development when they're imminent instead of a year in advance.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Like they should say it just, a little closer. Wait. Let's talk about this. Let's kick it off with, as usual, kicker. How do you feel about this? What do you want to see from it going forward?
I think this is great at face value. What I will say, and maybe I missed something, and maybe this came together kind of last minute, but like some communication about this beforehand would have probably been appreciated by a lot of the people who could have really benefited from this. Like my little brother
Mhm.
played a lot of Snap, of this game with me at launch,
Fine.
and he took like a 2-year break. He came back in November. He doesn't have a ton of like tokens saved up, didn't have a time to like save into this. He's got enough for one pull on this, and it's like, I don't really have it for that. I think there probably could be more communication just so people know to save for things like this. It's fine, but like I just don't know how many people have enough to just go hog wild and get on this. I don't as someone who's collection complete, it's hard for me to put myself in those shoes, but that would be my criticism of this. But I would love for them to actually lean more into like the destroy packs, the discard packs. How about creator pack? Let's get the Heart of the Cards creator packs. Everybody can get Prodigy. Like let's do some stuff like that. Do more. Do it more frequently. Do it every other week. Like let's make this exciting. Make that shop section fun.
I love Heart, and I am extraordinarily selfish sometimes. Not really, but sort of. The creator pack we should get is Regis Kilvin, not Heart of the Cards.
No variants
Yeah.
in that pack though.
No variants.
Yeah, no
fine.
variants.
God.
But
All
like,
base cards only.
But like if the first creator pack, like, should be Regis, and like then we're looking at like Dara, Jeff, and Cam best.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't forget
realistically,
Dexter.
like they're
Yeah.
gonna go by that. Like
Like,
they're gonna go
Dexter
for the
too.
volume.
Dexter, yeah, sorry, Dex had a baby and I haven't seen him in a while. Congrats on the baby, Dex. But
Cozy snap pack, it's gonna happen.
Like,
Cozy
look-
comes back.
Coach
Arrow
ya.
for everybody.
Coach ya.
Oh,
Coach
he
ya,
is-
perfect.
plot line
But
right
like,
here.
like the people
Oh
that
yeah,
like
coach as well.
like the big, like the Nina, like the people that have like a bajillion followers that like
Mhm.
like that still have those followers who probably don't play as much Snap but still follow them. Because like if you follow me, you play a lot of Marvel Snap. That's kind of it, right? Like if like me and Down is like the Marvel Snap like true believers, right? Giving me a Snap pack would make me really happy. It's like genuinely a goal. But like they probably shouldn't right away because like and maybe even KM, right? Like this might go up to KM sized. They'd have to like look at the data, but like the people that are like hardcore Marvel Snap players that like know the meta in and out, that's not who these are for.
Yeah.
But like
I think
Regis-
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I
Sorry,
agree with your point, Glazer. I think they definitely
No.
should try to like get the big names on the packs.
And a lot of the people that watch those channels just would love to be able to say, hey, I got my KM snap pack. I heard him
Mhm.
talking about this deck. I just started playing the game. It's just so fun. And it's a way of engaging with, the people that make this game what it is. I don't think the game would exist without many of the creators that are here. A lot of that are on this channel. I think you guys are keeping the game alive because of who you are and the people that engage with you to that extent.
So you know how you incentivize someone to buy all the cards in it? Creator specific card back.
Mm-hmm.
So, like if you could get like a Regis Kilbin card back if you got the whole thing.
Yeah, that would be really
Come on,
cool.
how cool is that?
You
Like-
just make it one of the options for it, so it's just as random to get the
Yeah,
card back as
sure.
it is the what's it called?
Look,
The
Yeah,
other cards.
I'm not going to buy
They would
these,
have to.
but I would. That would get me to buy them.
They'd
I'd
have to
do
do
it.
some. I would buy it too, but they'd have to do some reconfiguring of the ordeal because I went to go check out the Omalis pack. I was like, maybe I can get variants or something. Being that
Mhm.
I'm not fully collection complete, but I have all these cards, and it just shows it as completely bought out. I
Yeah.
can't put any tokens into it or support it in any way. So they would need to do something for people who already do have the cards but would still want to get that creator exclusive reward if that is a route they ever look at.
Why not that be something that you get when you have all the cards in the pack? You know, it's something you can either buy or that they
Like the spotlights.
Well, so I
give to
think
you
that's
at
why
a
you just put it
reduced
as
price.
you just put it as one of the options. Like you're just likely to get the
You could
card
roll
back
it.
as you are to get that, so that if you do have all the cards, you are guaranteed to get it. However, it still lets still lets people roll it otherwise, so people can still be happy.
Well, what if you
And it
just
doesn't just
Yeah,
show
that
up
would be
as
cool.
this complete thing at the bottom of your screen that you never even
Exactly.
pay attention to.
Yeah.
But also, I think rather than just creator packs, I think that I'm hoping the packs continue to do well, and they're gonna. So if people, if biggest thing I'll say with this pack in particular is that people should be buying it, because if you buy it, Second Dinner will see it's a success and they'll keep trying to push more stuff like that. I think they should do this each week with the new cards in order to give a, hey, guess what? Here are the cards that work with Shu Lao. Here are the cards that work with Finfig Foom. Here are the cards that, because guess what? People will be interested in that. You'll be able to sell stuff. You can put multiple in the same ones, but it also gives you some form of targeting. And that's awesome. And that would be really cool. I think I'd like to see that as well. Creator packs are obviously going to be cool for just, again, you get to have something with your creator's name on it, and then you can put some cool correlations there. But just giving you more synergy pieces for the new card is pretty awesome as well.
All right, you're not allowed to
It
ask
really seemed-
no follow-up questions, but I hear this is
Yeah.
doing well.
Oh, sweet.
I hope
I
so.
wanted to follow up with something Kicker mentioned earlier, but I also think that they need to improve the communication because I was posting on Twitter with a deck that had Maverick in it. I think it wasn't exactly this deck, but it was very similarly built to the Omalis deck that won, and people were like, "Oh, I don't have Maverick. Oh, I don't have Scarlet Spider," and I was like, well, stay tuned. There's gonna be a pack coming, and I'm not sure if they'll be in it, but they'll be pinned. You know, like I was having to tell people, it should be like in the news on
It was.
on your game in
No.
browser. Oh, it was?
So
Yep.
Fuck the news and name and browser. I can't go
Yeah.
17 seconds in Raid Shadow Legends without a pop-up trying to sell me something.
Mhm.
Why? I Snowball Showdown was not very well promoted within Second Dinner. Why was I opening Marvel Snap and not immediately getting a pop-up? Huge tournament, watch. Huge tournament, get the best decks. Huge tournament, don't miss it. Every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like I get an
I'm gonna think it
occasional
was
buy something, and like it's not even good targeted buying. It's like that's a bundle that has tokens in it, and I have 220,000 tokens. Sell me something else. I'd buy a good gold bundle. Like they need to step their game up.
I think for specifically with the Snowball Showdown, I think they were out of town. And similar to what you said, I will not be accepting further questions.
Okay, fair enough. There's no requirement.
Second Dinner seems
that- wait,
terrified
but
of.
There's no
oh,
requirement that you
sorry,
hold a tournament when you're out of town, right? Like,
Mhm.
if you know you're going to be out of town,
Or to
you-
schedule it when you're out of town.
Yeah. All right. We can move on from that though, so we don't get. Yeah. Go ahead.
I think they're terrified of people just having all the cards for not a high enough price. I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons why there's been so much delay in the creator packs is it gives people the opportunity of potentially getting those cards at a reduced rate, and they're trying to figure out, okay, well, how much can we reduce it? How much can we split it up like in this situation? Because it would be lovely if you could buy this as a full pack. Like that would be very cool rather than having it parted out here, there, and everywhere. I understand why, but I think it's just the complexity of that aspect of it. And I don't know. I don't know the answer because there's a financial aspect that they know the details of that no one else does. No one else outside of Second Dinner themselves truly does. but I think it's one of the things that's the hardest for the game itself is just this. Well, we want to do this.
Wow, Bat Knight is getting $1,000 bundle pop up.
There's a glitch thing where it just
Oh, okay.
basically shows it says $999.99 because that's the they can do $100 bundles, and so they just give one more digit on there just for coding
okay.
reasons.
Okay, good. It's like I would like to know what that is.
You get 30 boosters for Zombie Captain Marvel. You don't get the card though.
What?
All right, moving along. So these are great. We want more. We'll probably end up seeing some creator snap packs, hopefully, and if not, at least more champion deck lists. I love the idea of one of these a week, but I don't think there's any way they do that. They seem hell bent on slowing down card acquisition, not speeding it up to that extent.
I think Dance's idea is phenomenal.
I would
and
love it.
It reminded me of the only good, not the only, but like the main good part of the Spotlight system is once every 95 cards, it'd be like, oh, look, they're releasing, I forget what it was, like this card, and then they have 2 other cards that synergize with it, not just like Null and Silk again. Like Blizzard, I agree that they're probably never going to do it, but like, man, that was a very feel good thing.
Didn't they give us a title that literally said another Null variant or something like that? Because we got so many dang stupid.
Yes.
Whenever I hear people, random tangent. Whenever I hear people talk about, man, I missed the Spotlight system, or whatever, bro. I don't miss getting Null for the roll again for the umpteenth freaking time in a row. Not to mention the fact that if you rolled the Series 4/5 card, it was even weighted towards Series 4, which they weren't consistently adding cards to at the time, and they weren't doing series drops consistently either. It would just kind of happen when they felt like it, of cards that were typically not good. I mean, how long Jeff still stayed there for forever? Sucked. Hated that system so much.
Keep going, King. I'm with you. Snap packs are so much better in every way.
I love snap packs. They look the economy, like from like a standpoint of someone who's like played consistently since the snap pack update and like 2 months or so beforehand. This like saved my interest in the game. I can get the new card every week. I have my entire economy sorted. It keeps me like excited to play. Like I get a new toy to play with once a week. Like it's so nice to be able to like regularly afford the card.
Yeah, 1,000%.
This
Brady in chat talking about Nexus events.
So this is the best economy Snap has ever had. It's not close. It's not perfect. So far from perfect. But it is easily the best economy Snap has ever had. Like I don't think it's close.
No pushback from me.
None from me either. I think they need to get a little bit more credit too. I still see a lot of negativity surrounding the monetization, and it isn't perfect, especially for returning and catching up players. But it is a big upgrade from what we had.
Yeah, it's the problem now for me is no longer about cost. You can still be complete buying just the season pass, last season pass premium. It's doable. There's multiple videos on it. You can literally watch my old when Snap Packs came out video, and it's the exact same logic. It still works. They haven't changed it. You can buy just the season pass, be extremely careful with your gold, and end up basically collection complete or like within 1 or 2 cards. There's no deal like that. The problem is velocity. Right? Like the problem is if you're behind, you stay behind, and it's hard to not fall further behind. But like that's the last problem. If they solve velocity, I think there's nothing left to complain about.
And I believe that's the thing they said they want to address next, right? I feel like I've read something about that in the team answers area.
They do.
Glenn said that's yeah.
But much like in development, right? Remember how long it was when they were we're going to fix the economy. And then it was like a year and a half, and they were like, we're on it. And then they finally did it. Like, just because they say that's the thing they're going to fix next, they are not a fast company.
No.
Yeah, when are we going to get another roadmap?
Never.
Never.
Hopefully never.
Yeah, probably never. Yeah, because last time they did the roadmap was when they tried to reveal it on IGN.
That was the best.
And
ever.
I remember it was IGN.
Ooh.
There was IGN live on YouTube, and literally the entire chat was like, "Where's Marvel Snap? Where's Marvel Snap? Where's Marvel Snap?" And they didn't put it on. Oh my god, everybody was pissed. I think we had to result from like a Twitter video someone took at IGN to see what they actually said.
And what they said
Legendary.
was nothing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but what they said was nothing.
Yeah, I forget if I'm conflating it, but there was one where it was like they were trying to tease like activate, like there was just like 3 lines of text of like new card keyword. It's like, where's draft mode? When are you gonna make it cheaper?
They announced alliances, and
oh my god,
we've seen how that's gone.
No.
Remember when they announced alliances and they were like, within a few months we'll have all these things for alliances, and then nothing happened. And now they're like, we might kill alliances, guys. Sorry, we have all these long-term plans, but no roadmap.
Just
it's
removing
like
it
Conquest.
entirely.
Well, it's like Conquest.
Oh my god, Conquest.
Remember those mini tournaments they had for like a few weeks that died very quietly?
The leagues?
There we go.
I hate. Oh my.
The
I hated
Deadpool
it.
emo?
So
I hated those.
Stupid.
Those were like
I was annoyed.
it wasn't a tournament. It was who was on their phone more, or what it actually was, who could win trade the hardest. So basically, who was in a small because this happened during the original Deadpool's Diner too. Who had a small enough MMR pool to the fact that they could always queue their friends. Like that was literally the mode. Literally, that's what I did in Deadpool's Diner.
That worked.
Because
or not friendly battle. Sorry.
No. Proving grounds. Yeah, proving grounds. You would just queue up someone you knew, and then you'd win. And then you just retreat for one of
you know. Everyone just was win trading in there.
Everyone was win trading at the end of it too.
I got to cheat. I won one of those tournaments because people know my name. It was great. People just like, oh, we're doing the thing. Awesome.
Cool. And then they tried to make that pay to win too. And then as a mea culpa, they gave everybody the most toxic emote in the game. Good time.
I was gonna say, I actually did good enough on one of them to win the Deadpool emote legit, and then everybody got it, and I was like, well, what the heck? Why did I spend all that time?
Yeah, I did really good as well with it. By really good, I just kept win trading inside of there. It was really great. I'm really good at the game. Yeah, that's why Glazer said that I was a good player of Marvel Snap and Nick wasn't.
Correct. You know how to win trade.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can confirm.
Yeah, I know how to win trade. Exactly. Checkmate.
The real meta.
Oh, let's not, because I almost took it way back to controversy stuff. Yeah, we're in economically, like as far as second enders decisions, the best place we've ever been with the game. I'm unfortunately not as interested in the game as I was because I can only grind ladder so much. Like I just really, 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 really want something else to do.
PvE content.
I mean, honestly, I like PvE content more than most. I'm old, so like video games were like mostly PvE content when I was young.
I'm a Destiny player. I can rock with some PvE.
My question is,
as long as they
PvE...
promise PvE.
Dance, you can go.
I'm thinking about a joke. Go.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, PvE is just gonna be like, who can create the, like, if it's like challenges, like, what combo deck doesn't beat these restrictions? Like, or what combo deck beats the bot's deck? Like, oh, the bot isn't running Shadow King. Guess I'm gonna run Man Spider.
So a thing I like that Raid does that, like, I don't know how Snap would implement, but I would love it, is they have like clan bosses where your entire clan fights and tries to like whittle down the health of something. Like, if there was like some additive way to like add points to lanes to try and take down like a super boss in Snap, I would be so excited. 2v2s, anything like that. I'd be so excited. There's so many like cool PvE things you could do that they just
never even thought about that.
Yeah. Like you have
that was the old stuff, right? That was the what was the thing? There was that one guy where we had to fight like a didn't we fight like a weird dragon thing?
Oh yeah, there were a couple of those.
I don't remember that.
The most
that's
broken...
a callback.
Wait, what? I don't remember
that.
It led you to like a website within the game.
Yeah, it was like a website.
Yeah,
and
it was
you had to
so
like do
bad.
stuff to get a title. Like it was.
Yeah.
I
This
might
was
have
like
just never done
early
this.
2023. This was
Oh,
like
it was
early
so difficult to do
2023.
anything with.
This was
I don't
only for like
remember
the
this at
first
all.
like 2 seasons. This is how Educated Collins got big originally because he was at like the top of the NA leaderboard. It was like in the app. It was kind of if you've played other gacha games where there's like the random like not ticketed events, but just like, oh, do this thing so many times. It looked like a 2005 Flash game inside the interface, and it was just this weird
it was so bad.
leaderboard.
I don't remember this, and I feel like
I wish I saw this.
like this. Like I played a lot of fucking
It
Marvel
was
Snap, and
so
I don't
weird.
remember this. Did I block this out of annoyance? Possibly.
It was very early on, and then they tried. It went away, and then they tried doing a couple other ones. There was one where you could get the Ironheart pixel card, wasn't it?
This is my like
I
first
wish
few
I remembered.
months ever playing.
I don't
My
know.
literally my first like experience, like the second day I booted up Snap, that Ironheart one was there, and it was like if you got 60 wins in a day, you could get like the
Yes.
avatar or something like that. Like it was insane. Like
All right.
I'm happy that sunset.
I don't know what that is, but I don't want that. So
Silent treatment.
before we talk about any Patreon-y stuff, let's go through our million guests and say how we can find them. Let's start with Nick. Nick, how can people find you?
Nowhere apparently these days. I hang around in people's streams when I can, but man, life, I swear, you're supposed to get older, kids get older and your life gets quieter, but that doesn't seem to be the case right now. But I'm generally in someone's stream. If someone's online, I try and be wherever I can be, but I'm just out here supporting everybody else right now.
As
I-
long as
I
it
look
as
forward
long as
to-
it doesn't require him to wake up before noon, because I never see him on my stream.
You have to remember, I am also on the West Coast, so that noon is probably like 9 a.m. my time.
Oh my God, 9 a.m. Could you imagine waking up
Yeah,
at 9
I
a.m.?
know. I
Other
realize as I'm
adults,
saying that.
other adults, what a nightmare. All right.
Or a daymare for that matter.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
a morning mare. So, Dance, how can people find you?
I'm just picturing a horse.
What is it? It's just I'm just wherever I am. Typically just on my own channel. Twitch.tv/KMBestMS. No spaces. YouTube.com/@KMBestInASnap. If you want to find me, do some fun podcast with Tucker doing Marvel Yap, and just whatever else I feel like, and a lot of dedication to Fin Fang Foom.
Why is he? Why? Okay, sure. If
You
that's
still
how
have the
we're,
man bun?
if that's who you're, if that's how we're advertising you at the end of the video, let's do it. Smiles.
It's so bad. I don't give a crap, bro. Just keep going.
Can you tell Lambie to play the game again and make 8 cubes a watchable show?
Oh, I love
Like
the
Lin Lee's gonna get Enchantress. It's like, dude, it's not 2023 right now. Like you haven't played Deafening Chord clearly. Sorry.
All right. You can find me at youtube.com/@SnapAcademyYT. I post the tier list about every 2 weeks. I do a podcast that's hopefully going back to being weekly after a long hiatus, and I just talk about the game at a high level. I try to publish deck guides and just give you advice that you need. I'm constantly ranked in like the top 20 or so of ladder, and I try to pass what I've learned from going up there on to you to help you get better at Snap as well.
Cougar.
Oh, I think that's me. I only heard the second half of it, but yeah, you can find me occasionally streaming on Twitch TV /Cougar, double the O's, triple the R's, and then I go by the same handle on X with a underscore at the end. So yeah, I'm more active on there. Like Glazer said earlier, I post decks, I don't know, 3-4 times a week.
All right. Next up, Kicker.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm literally still over here laughing to myself about Dance plugging KM Best channel. Okay, I'm collected myself.
I'm all about shouting out small creators.
Oh man, I'm gonna screw up my promo. Like I'm literally red in the face laughing about that. That's my sense of humor. You can find me on YouTube at Kicker of Elves Snap. Do in-depth deck guides, meta reports. I think I like to split the difference between I watch a ton of Snap content. I'm decently high level, but I'm not so high level that my meta is, oh, I recognize that person. Here's what deck they're playing. So I could be able to give advice to everybody. And yeah, check me out there. I'm on Twitch at Kicker of Elves TTV, and then X at Kicker of Elves, talking about Snap all the time. It's, in spite of all its flaws, this game's still goated.
All right. We are going to end this podcast with me reading a bunch of Patreon names very fast because apparently we're doing that twice today. Thank you to our patron of the month, probably for the last time, Jonesy Snap 22. As I choke quickly. Thank you to Epically Senator Bernard LAB Inc. I'm Frostman, Hotan Neverday, Reinberg, Rhinewood, Snapper, and Wrench, Bear Group, Meth, Go Forgive, Caretaker, Corey, because he's your Cringe, 3K, Black Dahlia, Pyro, Goat Seeker, Code, Hallowed, Friday, Absolute Shannon, Dirty Casual, Dark Mogul, Mr. Purple, Cables, Nope, No Cables, Ginger Prime, Philly, Apple, Catalogs, The Danger, The Biz, Black Jews, 23, Skippy Z, Jessica Gamble, Slush, The King, Rose, The Great Kazoo, Werewolf, Capsuto, Colt, Glam, David G, Wingfield, Tris, Nice, Martin, Jason B, Matt V, William Billy, Nix, Ray, Sean Smith, Charles, Frankie Bush, Corbin, Junkie, Jim McGee, Yes, Out, ACH1, Big Bang, Cactus Shack, Steve O, Your Marco, Ted Pro, Quid Pro Joe, Snap Susan Joe, check out Snap Susan Podcast, Bickety Boom Bop, Bricks to Click, Ocular, Screen Goblin, 556 Spectrings, Only Fox, Hoot, Maddie's TJ Mike Isaacs, Don't Freaking Flex, Nick Dog, Greek Geek, High Nick, Toxic Soul King, King Emissary, Demon Falcon, Father, New and Two Ties, Rape Letters, Parking Tucker, of course, Gunny T, where the T stands for this podcast was way too long. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Peace and love. I'm going to press stop recording.